Hello everyone, my name is Pranay and I am from the Team Sigma in the NUSH Hack 2021. Today I will be explaining the Hermes application that we have developed as part of the hackathon. So as you can see, I have opened Windows Terminal with Git Bash in both the server and the client. Now opening these two is incredibly important to run the application. First off, let's run the server. The server can be run simply by npm run serve. Do note that you have to install all the npm packages by typing npm I, and also you have to download Windows build tools if you want to actually load the TensorFlow model. So as you can see, I have run the serve. So yeah. So now it is on port 8081. Now you won't be able to see a graphical user interface for the server. The server will just be running like this. But what's more important is now the client. The client is what interfaces with the server, which is connecting a MongoDB database with our Vue application. So the Vue application can also be accessed simply by npm run serve. So as you can see, it's starting the development server. Don't worry, this takes quite a lot of time. So yeah, yeah. What can I say? So now this is at port 8082. So let's open this up, and we have Hermes. This Hermes is actually the main page because we are logged into Hermes. But you can also sign out to enter what is our login page. So in a login page, I will be signing up as a new character. Let's say his name is Peter, right? So let's say Peter Pocker, right? And his password is HAM, right? So now I shall sign up as this person, and I will enter the Hermes application. The Hermes application allows you to read multiple different objects all over, all explaining different things. So, for example, this is some kind of waste that they are referring to, that is released by this guy named Bob with this description. You can contact Bob using using pressing this button and seeing +65. So you can just call this button. You can also favorite this and unfavorite as well. So you can go back. Now this cup, coffee, etc. Multiple things. This notebook. Let's say I like this notebook, so I shall favorite it. And I like old books, so I shall favorite it as well. But let's say these are duplicates, so you can ignore these. But chair, telephone. This is obviously not a telephone, but yeah. Anyways, that's just a weird part of how they've orchestrated it. So now you can see that since I favorited these two, these will open up in my favorites tab, and I can click on them to find out more about them. So this is released by this person named Recursive Dinosaur, who has, or this username Recursive Dinosaur, who has basically stated that it is a notebook with cycle. And to contact this person, you actually can't because he hasn't defined his number. So that is a pretty crucial detail. If you don't define a number, then you can't enter the thing. So other than that, you also have old books by this person named John, and you can contact them. Also, they haven't given the username number. So yeah, that's one pitfall. Now let's say I want to add waste. So let's say I shall show you a very specific example. These two objects. This is a chair and this is a telephone, obviously. So let's say I go into settings. Sorry, not settings. My waste and add waste and say put this, right? You can actually click the brain icon and this will tell you a suggestion of what it could be. And it tells you telephone, which is as a matter of fact what it is. So let's say I don't want to list it as a telephone. Let's say I list it as a phone from the olden days. And you can give a description. This is a vintage antique phone from a few years ago. and you can give the category. Since this is a phone, it's basically electronics. So yeah, I have submitted this, and so this is now your new waste. And now that you can look into it. It has been added 4 from the olden days, and you can also add more wastes like this. Let's say I want to add chair. So chair, right? Let's add the brain, and the brain has clearly represented as a chair. But let's say I want to define as something else again. But let's say I just define it as chair, big chair. Okay, and this is a big chair, and this is not electronics. This is furniture, and so I submitted. And now I've added it, and you can find these here. And if I click here, you can see that this has been added by Peter Pocker. Now, if I want them to contact me, I can go into settings and add in a phone number. So let's say plus dong 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 dong, right? So update settings, and now if I go into home and I click chat and contact, they can actually contact me at this undisclosed number. So this is a very interesting UI design that we have demonstrated, and so you can actually go about and you have to refresh to see all the applications that you have added. You can also delete these applications or mark them as complete. So if for example someone actually took the chair big chair, then you can mark it as complete. Or rather, it would be better if you go in here and you say mark as completed, and you can say chair big chair collected update, right? So this is now updated. So now if you look here, cha is not here anymore. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing that you can notice here. You can also sort. So let's say you have all of this, but you want only electronics. You can sort it such that you can use computer, this telephone, so to speak. This is obviously a computer, washing machine, which has actually been collected. So it will actually tell you some of the collected items. So if you were to go into furniture, then it can tell you about a cha big chair which has been collected. And let's say I don't want to do this now. I want to go into descending order based on recency. So since this was the most recently added, that's not been marked as collected. This is now at the bottom. But if I were to resend ascending, then it would go in a different order. So actually you can't see that. Anyways, let's say I want to check only for telephone classifications. Then these are the only phones that you can get. But let's say I search for phone, then you have this as well. So yeah, this is a robust search feature. Anyway, yeah, that's how Hermes works. Obviously this was not a complete product, and it still needs a lot of work, but I appreciate you watching this video to understand how it works for just a few minutes. Yeah, thank you.